Alright guys, welcome again to Algorithi, and today we are going to see how we can calculate the monthly return for different indices using Python code. So by end of this video, you will have this type of chart where you can easily identify which sector has performed the most. As you can see here, this CNX Pharma has given 4.69% of return in July month, which is the highest one. And this CNX IT has given 8.63% of negative return, which is the lowest one. You can also see for rest of the indexes return. After this, to get the broader view, we also calculate monthly return for last 4 months. As you can see here, we have calculated here monthly return from April to July 2025, where if you see this data, this is the bank Nifty and it has given 6.83% of return in April, then 1.20% in May, then 2.80 in June, and this month it has given minus 2.36%. Okay. And finally, to visualize these data, we will also draw heat map so that we can easily identify which sector is outperforming and which sector is underperform. So by using this chart, you can easily identify where the real gains are happening. So before jumping into our code, if you like this idea, so please click on like button. You can also subscribe to our Algorithi channel for more data-driven finance. And if you want to know more about us, you can visit our website, that is algorithi.com. If you want to connect with us, you want any backtest or any related services, you can write an email to us at algorithi@gmail.com. All right. So now let's start with our code. Let's see how we can calculate the monthly return for each indices. So first of all, I am importing this Yahoo Finance library to get the historical data, and this time I am using from 1st of July to 31st of July. That is why I have created my start date as this and end date as this. After this, I have created a Python list in which I have taken all the major indices which are under Nifty. Now to get the historical data for these indices, we need to iterate this list. That is why I have written a for loop like this, which will take each indices one by one and perform these operations. So now let's understand the execution of this for loop. So first of all, by using this download method, I am trying to get historical data from 1st of July to 31st of July because we'll give data till previous to this date. Now this line of code will return a OHLC data which has columns like open, high, low and close. But to calculate monthly return, we required only close value. That is why I am extracting only close column from this data frame and store it into data variable. Okay, now we can easily calculate the monthly return. So to calculate it, what I have written here, like I am taking out the last record, which is nothing but close value of 31st of July, and then subtract it with the first value, which is closing value from 1st of July, and then divided it with the same. Now to convert it into percentage, I am multiplying it with 100. Let me show you some results so that you get more a clear idea. Let me open this data variable, and as you can see here, and it has all the closing value from 3rd of February to 31st of July. And then to calculate the monthly return, we simply subtract this value with the very first one. And same I have written here. To get the last record from data frame, I am using this, and to get the very first record, I am using this one. To convert this into a percentage, I am multiplying it with 100. So in this way, this line of code will give monthly return for the particular indices. Let me show you this as well. So if I open this monthly return data frame, and then after getting the monthly return, I am going to append this value into our empty list which we have created here. And for that, I have written this line of code. It will set some indexes value and round off the monthly return from 2 decimal places. So rest of the things are happening here. So in this way, we can calculate the monthly return for each indices one by one and append into our empty list. All right. Now let me run this line of code. It will take some time because it downloading the data for each indices one by one. Now it's completed. We have final result. Okay, and as you can see, monthly return for each indices. Now let's draw a graph using this data frame. I have written a code snippet like this, which will give us a graph like this. And here you can easily visualize our data. Like if you see, this CNX Pharma has given 3.31% of return in the July month. Okay, and here you can easily see this CNX Pharma has given 3.31% of return in July month, which is the highest one. And this IT sector has given 9.09% of negative return in July month. Now let's verify this value in our trading view chart. So I have opened here Nifty Pharma chart on monthly time frame, and if you see, this July month has given 3.32% of positive return, which is the same as we calculated here. All right, now to get some broader view on monthly return, let's calculate the same value over the past 4 months and see how our indices has performed. To get this data frame, I have written this code, which is the same one till here. The only change is this time I am going to download data from 1st of February. And then again, I have written this for loop in which I am downloading the historical data using this download method and then extracting only close value for each day. Now in this data frame, we have all the record from 1st of February to 31st of July. Now to calculate the return for each month, we need to group this data. Let me first show you how this data frame will look like. Okay, so if you open this data frame where we have all the closing value from 3rd of February to then March, then April, then June, and in July we have data till 31st. Now to calculate the monthly return from this data frame, first we need to group this data. Means to say here, like we need to group all this record which comes in February month into one group, and then we need to put all the record which comes in March month into separate group. Hence I am using here resample method to group the data. In resample method, I am passing this M value, which stand for month end value. What it means, it will take the last record from each month and group all the data which comes between them. Let me show you this as well, how our monthly close data frame will look like. So if you see this monthly close, now we have a record which comes in month end. Like this record is from 28th of February. This record is from 31st of March. Then this one is from 30th April, then 31st of May, 30th of June, and 31st of July. Now it's become very simple to calculate the percentage change for each month. What we need to do, we just need to compare these two value and find out the percentage change. Like to get the percentage change for this March month, we just need to subtract this value from this one. And to do that, I have written a line like this. I am just calculating the differences between these two value, and then to convert it into percentage, I am multiplying it with 100. So this is how we can calculate the percentage change for each month. All right. Now after calculating the percentage change, we need to take out only last 4 months of record. That is why I have written a line like this, like last 4 equals to monthly return dot drop NA. If there is any NA value, we simply drop it, and then we need to take out only last 4 value. All right. Now in this line of code, I am trying to extract month name. Like you can see here, this is the April 25, then May 25, then June. To extract this name, I am using this line of code, and then finally append all this result one by one into our empty list like this. I hope now you understood this code as well. So the main logic is only till here. Rest of the I am just arranging these values. So let me run this line of code once again and show you. It will take some time because this time I'm going to download historical data for 6 to 7 months. Our execution is completed, and as you can see here, we have monthly return for last 4 months. So now let's verify this CNX Pharma again. It has given 3.32% of return in July month, which is the same one. Then in June month, it has given plus 2.78. Then in May month, it has given minus 1.53, then April 3%. And as you can see here, in May month, it has given minus 1.52% of return, and in April it has given 3 month, which is the exactly same. So in this way you can cross check all these record as well. All right, now this time I am going to draw a heat map using this data so that we can clearly identify the current trend. So for this I have written a code like this, which will help us to draw a heat map using this data, and we finally get this chart where we can easily identify the current trend in different sector. So all right guys, I hope now you understood this line of code as well. If you have any doubt in any part of code, please mention in the comment box. I will try to help you. I hope you like this video. Now it's time to wrap up. See you in the next one.